All right, guys, it is finals time. This is GSL's Arena of Legends. I am Doa, and with me is Wolf.
Hey,
How
guys.
are you doing today, Wolf?
I'm doing great, man. I'm ready for the finals. We've got a TVZ. We've got MarineKing Prime playing against DongRaeGu, the Terran Killer. And MarineKing obviously really known for his second place finishes, but he's playing on his own turf this time. He's playing from the comfort of his home in the Prime house.
He's kicking back. He's in his MarineKing throne at the Prime training house. He's got his candy wrappers all around him on the ground. He's like wearing his pajamas and stuff. He's as comfortable as he could be.
Yeah, man.
Here's some of our results so far. You guys know the story already. We had MMA and MarineKing advance from groups A and B respectively. Of course, MarineKing came out on top yesterday in a 3-0 victory. That was a bit of a shock, I gotta say. But, yeah, I mean, MMA tried some risky stuff, so that happens. And in Group C and D, we had DongRaeGu in July become the winners of their groups, and of course DongRaeGu triumphing over July in a pretty exciting best of 5. You can see it there. It was 3-2. They went all the way to Game 5, so DongRaeGu kind of just barely squeaking his way into the finals. But we have got ourselves an awesome match today. It's going to be a best of 7, and if, you know, we've been talking a lot about this, you know, is MarineKing going to get second place because that's just what he does?
Yeah.
You know, or I suppose traditionally the Kong line has won events like this, kind of the side.
Yeah, they have done a lot better at show matches, for example, or just other types of online tournament scenarios. And this is an online tournament, of course.
Yeah.
They're both playing from the comforts of their team houses. We've got MarineKing being represented by a Marauder there.
I know. I was a little bit surprised. I was like, good thing this isn't Mono Battles, or DRG would win that one pretty easily. Muta versus Marauder, man. I mean, it's a pretty easy thing.
You guys can see that in GSTL Season 1, MarineKing lost to DongRaeGu. He also lost to DongRaeGu in GSTL May in the round of 8. So he has some catching up to do. He's down at a deficit. Can he get his revenge here in the finals?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Last time he played against the Zerg in the finals of a GSL event was against Nesty all the way back in Open Season 2, and they went to a Game 7. I mean, MarineKing's known for his TVZ. DongRaeGu's known for his ZVT.
Yeah, exactly. And he's known for him being a runner-up with those January Code S runner-up, World Championship runner-up, GSL August Code A runner-up. There's a lot of runner-ups missing from that list, but man, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, now he did win CPL in China, so he did win a tournament.
Yes, he has won a tournament.
And he wins a lot of little online things too as well, so.
Just anything related to the GSL is where he tends to not make it to first.
Yeah, we'll see if that changes today though. Well, here's DongRaeGu, check it out. He's like giving himself a little thumbs up. There's like he's about to. It's like he's cocking his arm back for the most awesome thumbs up in the history of thumbs up, but we just caught him right before it happened. No glasses in that picture either.
No glasses, man.
That's how the ladies like it.
They do.
I don't know,
they also like his win rate versus Terran. 12 wins and 3 losses.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
It's not bad at all. 80% win rate against any race in the GSL is actually incredible. That may actually be one of the highest win rates I've ever seen.
It's definitely up there in the top.
Yeah. Well, the game started. Let's get going. Best of 7. Who's going to come out on top with an early lead? MarineKing versus DongRaeGu. This is the Arena of Legends. Alright guys, let's get this started. We have got our Terran player from the team, Prime.we, at the top of the map, GSL Daybreak. A lot of second places in the GSL. Will he get his first championship today? It is MarineKing Prime. And down at the bottom of the map, we have our Zerg player in blue from the team MVP, or I guess I should say Complexity MVP now. It is DongRaeGu.
This is going to be an awesome, awesome match. I'm really excited. Now, the first map is Daybreak. It's a 2-player map. It's a very long rush distance. We're going to see very macro-oriented styles from both of these guys. And recently, MarineKing has not been afraid to go Command Center first, and as the Observer has just highlighted, he's got more SCVs queued up, so it's looking like it is going to be a command center first for him.
I think that's very, very likely, yeah. I mean, he's been doing this more and more. I mean, he was actually one of the first players in the GSL, if I remember right, to get those really early command centers, and he did it back then just to support his ludicrously high Marine numbers. But, you know, nowadays he just does it because you get that macro advantage, you know, and he feels like with his micro, which is quite good, that he can defend any sort of early pressure his opponent can bring on him, especially on a big map like this.
Absolutely. DongRaeGu being very careful with that drone, wants to make sure that MarineKing is going to be playing a macro-oriented style.
Yeah.
And in fact, MarineKing is actually going to struggle to get this command center up if DongRaeGu finds it and wants to be annoying with that drone.
Yeah, he very well could be. I mean, MarineKing's probably going to need to pull another one to defend the one building the command center. Very irritating to deal with. If DRG decides to do it.
He is going to do some harass. It's one of the most frustrating things about going command center first. You get scouted early, and you have to deal with this harassment. You have to pull an extra SCV.
Let me correct you there. That's one of the most frustrating things about playing the Terran race, man. It's like, I just want to build my buildings. Just
That's
let
true,
me build
man.
them.
Playing Terran, you gotta have your SCVs protected. And in this case, going command center first, your command center is so far away from your other SCVs you have to pull. You almost have to preemptively pull the second you see the drone because you know the harassment's coming. He's still gonna harass because why not?
Yep. Well, drone strikes can be pretty effective.
See, he's actually potentially going to lose this SCV here.
Yeah, I think there's a very good chance he will.
Oh,
it's
he's
really
going to repair it just in time. Maybe. Nope.
Nope.
It's okay.
All right.
Everything is all right.
He's fine. Crisis averted.
Crisis
I'm okay.
averted.
Are you okay?
I'm all right. I was a little nervous there.
It was tense for a second. I got like a couple beads of sweat on my forehead. I'm just going to wipe them off. Everything's fine now.
We actually have a towel for this reason at the GSL.
Yeah, we do.
We got it from Gumiho.
I was going to say
Terran.
we borrowed it from Gumiho. Yep. He couldn't make it because he wasn't in this tournament.
Nope.
He's just standing behind us right now. He's like toweling our foreheads when we need it. Thanks, Gumiho. Oh, he says you're welcome.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
He's great.
Zergling speed is on the way as MarineKing goes up to 4 barracks in his main base.
Yep.
And he's going to be putting on some pressure with these 4 barracks. He hasn't taken any gases yet. Just trying to, I was going to say drone up. Of course, they don't make drones as Terrans. Trying to get his SCV count up there. He's going to take his gases pretty soon, but just wants to power up these barracks first to put pressure on. He wants to be able to stop third bases and potentially harm his opponent, force him to make Zerglings if he doesn't react accordingly.
You know, you raise a good point with the whole, you can't really say SCV up, really. And if you say probe up for Protoss, that just sounds kind of awkward. It's like, what do you say? I don't know, man. I mean, it's a good question.
I just try to say he's chronoing out probes.
I think you can power SCVs, I guess.
Yeah, you could power SCVs. They need
SCVs.
power. I mean,
yes.
they don't run by themselves. Those are
construct them.
they're little vehicles, man. So DongRaeGu is taking a fast third here, and this is what MarineKing is preparing for. He's going to push out here with probably about 10 to 14 Marines to put a little bit of pressure on him. And he hasn't scouted this yet, of course, but he's just going to move out with his Marines because he knows the Zergling speed isn't going to be... It's out, but he's not going to have enough Zerglings to really surround the Marines. He knows he's not going to be making that many Zerglings right now. He's making 2 tech labs right now, in fact. I'm a little bit surprised he hasn't decided to move out, but he's nervous about the possibility of a Speedling all-in or a Baneling all-in. He's be very careful when he does it, and it looks like he is going to move out, and he's moving his Marines down the ramp.
Well, that's the thing you really need to be careful of in the early game TVZ. You know, it's always a bit stressful to make that first move with those Marines. It's like, around every corner, behind every little hex of fog of war, there could be like 30 Zerglings waiting to just surround your small group of Marines and really set you behind. So, yeah, it's a bit stressful. Oh, looks like he's adding on some Marauders.
Yeah, he's adding on some Marauders here, so it looks like he may want to wait a little while. And this is a little bit unusual for MarineKing. MarineKing actually usually likes to be aggressive all the time. He never stops attacking in most cases. Baneling Nest is going up right now, plus 1 melee attack going up right now for DongRaeGu. And MarineKing is going to finally move out here and catch these Zerglings in front of his base. He wanted to check and make sure that his opponent wasn't making a large Baneling force to attack him. And I think that's part of the reason why he started adding these Marauders as he got Stim on the way.
Yeah. One thing he definitely wants to do right now is kind of try to hide the Marauders.
Absolutely.
He doesn't want DongRaeGu to know that he's going for this sort of really, I want to say rare bio push. You actually don't see this
this is pretty rare.
TVZ. Yeah, and with proper micro, you can actually handle Banelings quite easily with this type of push. You just get the Marauders in front, you can focus down the Banelings with your Marines. It's actually pretty strong, so...
Now, I want to point something out. MarineKing actually has not scouted at all.
Yeah.
He can assume that it was a hatchery first. It's Daybreak, and DongRaeGu loves to go hatch first, especially on a map like Daybreak. MarineKing's been doing such a good job of keeping his opponent in the dark about his composition too.
Yeah, no
I
kidding.
really like that. But he has not been able to move out with his Marauders yet because he knows there's an Overlord up there that he can't kill, and he doesn't want to show the Marauders either, so he's trying to figure out what's the best course of action here. Looks like he's just going to continue to make Marauders. Stim is almost done. Combat shields are getting pretty close. Also +1. Looks like he's going to hit a timing here with Stim, combat shields, and +1 weapons with Marines and Marauders.
Yeah. Now this is a huge deal for MarineKing with this, because I mean, if this push fails, he's in trouble. He's in serious trouble. This is kind of a risky strategy to go with. He's really going to be relying on his micro to kind of see him through.
Yeah, it looks like DongRaeGu is going to go for a counterattack as the Overlord did spot those units moving out.
Oh, and there is nothing there to defend right now either. MarineKing's going to need to sit and repair until his next group of units come out.
Uh-oh, that depot's getting low.
Oh, it got really low. Whoa.
It's really close. He just barely got it up in time.
Oh, man.
And now there's a huge group of MarineKing units with Stim, combat shields, and +1. A perfect timing here. +1 finishing right now as he's hitting this base.
Yeah, if his micro's good, he should be able to handle what DongRaeGu has at the moment. DRG's got a good amount of Banelings and Zerglings, but will it be enough? He's going to have to engage perfectly. Here he goes. Zerglings from both sides. MarineKing trying to split his Marines well enough. And is it going to be enough? It looks like it is.
Yeah, man. He actually crushed that push.
Wow.
Now he has so many Banelings still remaining.
Yeah.
He can continue to make Banelings. MarineKing's in trouble because he doesn't have very many units to defend, and now he's going to be under constant attack. He actually took the time to make 2 more reactors with those barracks. That took a lot of his production time away. He has very few units here. He's about 40 supply down, and DongRaeGu's just going to let him have it, man.
Well, I mean, you know, like I said, it's a really risky push to do. Oh, does he get
Oh, he went down to 1 hit point, but still keeps it alive. But these Banelings are here now.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem with doing that type of push, is that it's just so easy for Zergs to crush that.
Here they go.
And one more Baneling will not be enough.
Oh,
a little bit of
he botched that
there.
a little bit there. But
yeah.
During all of this, DongRaeGu has not made any more Zerglings. Just now started about 20 more. But before that, he started Baneling speed. He's got a Spire on the way, and he's taking a 4th base for you.
Yep. Now, the nice thing for MarineKing is that he is going to be able to produce quite a few tanks here. He has a decent economy going. What's going to be hard for him to do is to take a 3rd. And that's really what's going to come back to bite him in the next 5 minutes from now, is that he's not going to have a 3rd. DRG is going to have 4 or 5 bases, and it's going to be really tough to get any sort of traction.
MarineKing has already started moving that 3rd command center down to the 3rd base location, but he's going to be flying over DongRaeGu's massive Zergling army.
It's going to be hard to keep it.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy. In fact, it may even be impossible. Here comes another Baneling attack. Baneling speed actually wasn't finished, but it looks like it's not going to matter here.
Oh, he doesn't get units into the bunker either.
There are a lot of Marines here, but will they be enough?
I think it's going to be barely just enough, but DRG is going to be able to replace these units a lot faster than MarineKing is.
Yeah, that was a really nice trade for DongRaeGu. Remember, he has +1 on his Zerglings as well. MarineKing has +1 for his Marines, but that command center's in a dangerous spot down there.
Well, MarineKing moved out with just a couple tanks and Marines as well, and he was in the perfect spot to get surrounded. He's still
really scary. He's actually getting really brave here.
Here we go, and yeah, with the bunker there, I think.
Nice dropship micro picking up those tanks, keeping them alive. As the medevac will, of course, eventually heal those Marines. That was pretty nice move by MarineKing.
Yeah. And you know what? DongRaeGu doesn't really need to worry about breaking MarineKing's front right now. All he needs to do is harass with those mutas that you see on the screen, and he needs to keep MarineKing from getting that 3rd up. And that shouldn't be too difficult to do, really. Stim isn't finished yet. And look at that. Here comes the mutas.
No turrets in place.
Marines are completely out of position.
Losing a lot of SCVs here, having to pull his SCVs away, even canceling depots here with these mutas.
Yeah.
Forcing those missile turrets, killing a few Marines that come on their own. Nice move by DongRaeGu.
Yeah, DongRaeGu realizes, he's like, oh, you actually just
meanwhile,
don't have enough Marines.
At the 3rd base of MarineKing, there's a Zergling counterattack, killing a ton of SCVs and mules.
Man, this is just not going well at all for MarineKing right now. Finally stims the rest of his Marines back, but he's pretty far behind at this point. About 30 supply down. DRG and about 2 bases down too. I mean, the 3rd hasn't really done anything for him yet.
Right now the worker count is 79 drones to 59 SCVs. DongRaeGu mining only from gases really at his 4th base, trying to get that gas up to get more mutas. He wants to get that heavy mutalist count so he can continue to do things like this, pick off reactors, clean up Marines.
Well, if he's careful with those mutas, I mean, snipes the reactor down there. But yeah, if you're really careful with your mutas, you can get to that point where you just have that critical mass you always hear about.
He is 50 supply ahead right now. This next attack is almost absolutely going to kill MarineKing's 3rd base. He won't be able to hold it. He has too many units in his main to deal with the mutas.
He's trying to keep the units MarineKing has back in his main as well, too. And there you go. just a lot of units that MarineKing can just not deal with right now. He's losing Marines, Siege Tank as well. Looks like he's going to be barely able to hold it off with just a couple of Marines.
Yeah, but when the mutas come in, that Commander's going to have nowhere to go. He's trying to repair it right now.
Yeah.
Will he be able to get down there in time and save it? No, he will not. It does go down, and the mutas come over, hitting up these tanks that are out of position. DongRaeGu controlling this fight beautifully, like you were saying, using the mutas to keep the majority of the Marines in the main. He couldn't send them down because the mutas would kill the main, and he just doesn't have enough forces. DongRaeGu is just hitting them over and over again.
Wow, that's a lot of Marines coming out at once.
Yeah, man.
That's scary for mutas. He does lose one, but overall, DongRaeGu has done such a good job of just controlling where MarineKing's forces are. Like you were saying, I mean, everything he does, he's not being too risky with his mutas. Maybe a little bit right there, but overall not being too risky. He has 26 of them right now.
He's got 26. He's about 70 supply ahead. He's getting +1 carapace for his mutas. They already have +1 flyer attack. He's getting +2 melee weapons. MarineKing's got 2-2 on the way for his Marines. They're finishing up soon, but he needs a third base. DongRaeGu's already on 4, and he's trying to remake that third base. He's going to have to cancel it yet again here.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to really get the finish. He does have to cancel 300 minerals.
Yeah, man.
And, oh, don't do that, DongRaeGu. Oh, no.
Well, that was a huge mistake by DongRaeGu, but even so, he's so far ahead that the significance of that is actually quite small in the grand scheme of things.
Zerglings put into the meat grinder as well, but yeah, lost about 6 mutas there and a lot more. Took some pretty heavy damage, but
right now for the workers killed, it's 36 workers killed by DongRaeGu, 0 killed by MarineKing.
Oh, wow.
So in total, these Zerglings and mutas have killed 36 workers. That's quite a bit. DongRaeGu taking a 5th base in the middle of the map.
Well, he can pretty much take whatever he wants right now.
Yeah, he could actually take MarineKing's 3rd if you want to, man. That's how much in control of this game he is. MarineKing just trying to hold on for dear life here. He's long distance mining from that 3rd because he absolutely has to. He can't afford to lose any more mining. He's in fact moved his natural to his 3rd base because he cannot make another command center right now.
I will say this for MarineKing. The positions are a little bit better for him than DongRaeGu, but is it going to matter? Not a lot of room to maneuver those Marines as well. Here come all the banelings. That's a lot of
Way too many. He doesn't have anywhere to micro back to.
Yep.
This could end right here.
I think that should be about it, man. Not a lot of army for MarineKing left. GG. DongRaeGu taking a pretty convincing game 1, I gotta say.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
His control of his mutas was until the last second flawless, and he absolutely controlled MarineKing from defending that first timing attack to going into the main base, keeping the Marines there, attacking the 3rd base, putting on just the right amount of pressure, and all he needed to do to be able to be in control of the game like that was make that one attack where he traded his Zerglings up pretty efficiently at the natural, and then from then on he's like, I have a 4th base, and you're struggling to get a 3rd, I can just keep trading with you, and eventually I'm going to out-macro you, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really good illustration of why that type of bio push isn't very popular anymore, because it's so easy for a good Zerg player to kind of suspect what's going on, and to just have enough Zerglings and Banelings ready. I mean, especially on a big map with Daybreak, by the time he gets all the way to your base, there's absolutely no reason why any good Zerg player wouldn't have enough to defend a push like that. You're kind of relying on your opponent to make a mistake if you want to use something like that as a Terran right now, I feel like.
I agree. And what MarineKing did was he hid the units so well, and I was thinking, well, he's hiding these units and he's going to be so safe and careful. He's going to hit with that perfect time. He did everything right, but I thought what he was going to do was lift up barracks to kill the Overlord that he knew was there.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting
but he never did it, and then suddenly he just showed everything and left it there for a second, and then moved out, and I was like, oh, I gave him too much credit here. I actually didn't count on that Overlord seeing everything he was doing.
Maybe he just didn't know it was there or something like that, I suppose, but it's a common place for Overlords to hide on that map.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not too surprising, but yeah, I mean, on a big map like that, it's like, DongRaeGu has all this time. He's like, all right, well, that's actually plenty of time.
He's already got the extra hatchery to get the extra production out. He needs to hold it, and
he's not missing his injects.
He attacked from 2 sides as well. He had his Marines trapped by Zerglings and Banelings on both sides, and there were just too many units.
Just too many.
Just too many.
Too many.
There's too many of them.
Game over, man. Game over. Have you ever seen Aliens?
No, I haven't seen that, but I've heard that quote a lot.
Okay.
So
You should watch it.
I should see it.
You should watch Aliens. I can't believe you've never seen Aliens.
No, I've never seen that. I've heard a lot about it, but I've never
seen it. Have you seen any of the movies?
No.
Well, that's the best one. I think people on Twitter can back me up on that one. Aliens is the best out of the whole Alien franchise, in my opinion.
Yeah, you guys can tweet at us at EpicSoWolf and GoSuDoa. You can tweet at GomTV at GomTV. Do that, please.
Pretty rocket
Hashtag the GSL. Yeah, we have a nice little soundtrack. Yeah. Hashtag GSL, hashtag AOL.
Well, maybe not hashtag AOL because you might confuse like the actual like America Online, but maybe you should anyway because people who are looking for like an internet service provider can find the GSL that way.
Maybe.
So yeah, hashtag AOL. Do it.
I remember the days of AOL.
I had so many of those CDs. Man.
Yeah, man, we all did.
It seems like everybody, you know, there's like at least 2 or 3 kids in every elementary school that had one of their walls in their bedroom at home like completely covered with those CDs. So they have like this cool mirror, like circle wall. Everybody did that.
I didn't actually do that, but I did have a lot of CDs. I didn't hang them on my wall, but now that I think about it, if I could go back in time, I might consider that. I'd be a cool kid.
All right. I'm not saying I was a cool kid. It's just something I did.
No, I think that's actually a cool thing. If anyone out there did that, you're a cool kid. I'm telling you guys right now.
Well, you know what, Wolf? Cool kids are going to get to see this next game here coming up. Game 2. Let's